Hello friends. So today I'm back again after a long time with a sewing tutorial, and since Christmas is just knocking at our doors, I thought might as well do one simple project for the occasion of Christmas. As you can see, this is a table mat and I've used colors which are just apt for the occasion of Christmas. So these are some fabric pieces which I have stitched together to give me the upper body for my table mat. And this thick textured cotton printed fabric I used for the backing of my table mat. So it gives some sturdiness and body to the table mat. Now the dimensions to which you are going to cut your fabric is 18 inches including the seam allowance for the length and 13 inches including the seam allowance for your width of the table mat. So accordingly I have pre-cut my fabric. This is the backing, and for the rectangular panels I have cut these rectangular strips in no particular width. However, the length of each panel remains constant at 13 inches. So let's get started with our sewing. So first of all, I'm going to stitch all these rectangular panels together for my upper body of the table mat. So for that, what I do is, in no particular order, just to my fancy, as in how I want to mix and match, I'm going to stitch them together. So I take this panel first, and keeping the right side on top, I place the right side of my this solid red fabric on top of it, so that both the right sides face each other, and then along the wrong side at these edges I'm going to give it a stitch at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And just the same way I'm going to repeat for the other two panels also. So now that the rectangular panels of the upper body of my table mat has been stitched together, I am going to put both the upper and the lower bodies together with the right side inside, and just match it together and see if everything matches properly or not. And you can see that they are perfectly matching each other. And now, starting from one of the larger sides in the center, leaving a gap of almost around 3 to 4 inches, from here I'm going to give couple of back stitches, and then I'm going to sew it along all the edges at a sewing allowance of around 1/4 of an inch, and stitch it all together till the time I reach this end, keeping a gap of 3 to 4 inches, and then give some couple of back stitches to lock it again. So now that the ends have been stitched, from this opening I'm going to just flip it over to the right side, and by pressing the corners and pulling them together out so that my corners are neat. You can also use some sharp objects like the ends of a scissor or a compass maybe, to get the corners neat and clean. So now that my right sides are both out, I'm going to give it a good press, and especially along this open edge, so that I get a good stitch on top of this. So this is how my table mat looks after ironing from the top, And now this opening I am going to give a top stitch on top of this to close it. Just very close to the edges. So this is how it looks after I have given the top stitch from here. Now for a normal table mat, this is done. But since we are doing it for Christmas, we'll add a dash of festive feel to it. And so I'll show you what I did to my placemat after finishing off with this earlier. This is a 1/2 inch lace which I added. Along the borders I stitched it so that, and for stitching I used the zigzag stitch with a green colored thread to complete the color combinations that are related to Christmas. Since I have red, white, only thing missing was green, so there is a dash of hint of green by doing this zigzag stitch on top of the laces. So you can see that the finished product looks so much more festive and vibrant. So let's do that. So now what I do is, along the edges of my table mat, from somewhere in the center, I'm going to, leaving a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 inches open, I'm going to start stitching with a zigzag stitch at the center. Now for this you can also pin it up if you want in advance, but I'm going to do it straight away. So let's get started. So I set my machine to zigzag stitch with a smaller width of 2.5 so that I get the zigzag a little closer and it looks even better. Now, as you reach the corner, you have to be a little careful with your folds. So, as you reach the corner, what you do is, as you make the fold of your lace to the other side, you just press it, push it back to form a 45-degree angle on the top fold so that it sits neat and with a good finish of a cross, just like a binding would do. So hold it strong here. In case you're not confident, you can also pin it up if you want. So as you reach the end, just overlap the lace on top of each other, both the ends, and maybe keeping a gap of maybe 1/2 inch, you are going to give it a cut. and then place one on top of the other and then complete your sewing till you reach the other end of your stitch. So I'll just snip off the loose ends of thread. So this is how the finished table mat looks like, and I hope you enjoyed this simple tutorial and are definitely going to give it a try to make your own table mats for the occasion of Christmas. And in my next video, I'm going to show you how to make a table runner for your dining table for the occasion of Christmas. Do not forget to watch it. If you like my video, then do subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to hit the bell notification icon to be updated with all the upcoming videos of mine. Until next time, bye.